welcome to another episode of Veterans View / Community Service. And today we'll be talking to the probate judge, Miss Belinda Strickland. And but first, we're going to ask Belinda to tell us something, or Judge to tell us something about your career from high school to where you are now.
Okay, so most of you already know all of this, but from high school, I pretty much went straight into the military, spent 21 years in the military with mixed, uniform services. After that, when I got out, I ended up going back to college, getting my doctorate, becoming an attorney. I practiced law in the area of probate, and then I ran for office for the probate judge's position, and happily won.
And you're now living here in Russell County, and you are the probate judge. So, Judge Strickland, tell us about the things that your office do for Russell County and Phoenix City.
Okay, there's quite a lot. This could take all day, but I won't. I'll keep it nice, short, and sweet. But we do everything from every form of a license, whether it's a business license, hunting, fishing. We're doing work with boat registrations. Then it goes all the way up to a lot of like your land deals, doing deeds, working with attorneys dealing with real estate closings. If you want to look up a deed, you're trying to backtrack on your property and look for a lien on a piece of property. We do all that. We store all the important documents from your DD-214s to your marriage licenses. We give out, we also do marriage licenses there. We also get into, one of the biggest things that we do is a lot of the estates. When a person passes on, we run things through probate. So we're going to handle the actual estate itself. If they have large estates, small estates, it doesn't matter. We handle everything in that office. We do all things related to your adoption program. And we do a lot of mental commits. We do guardianships. We do conservatorships. I mean, I can really go on all day. We do a lot.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people don't know that some of the state laws have changed when it comes to adoption.
Absolutely.
So now you have to get an inspection, if I'm not wrong, from a DHR.
No, it's a little bit different, and we change them consistently throughout the the years as we go on. And one of the last changes that took effect last year was that we actually require now a home inspection when a step parent is involved.
Okay.
So DHR has always done different types of inspections, but when it got down to step parents, it was different. So now we do require home inspections with step parents. And you'll see as the laws change every year, just a little bit something else comes along, just to make it a little bit more safe and secure, to make sure that we're really getting the child into the proper home.
Okay, that's great. And I noticed that, y'all do driver's license as well.
Yeah.
But if you need a star, you have to go to the state office to get a star driver's license.
This is correct. So the way our office works, we're under ALEA with our driver's license section. So we don't have that full access like they do up the road. You want to renew your driver's license, come on in. That's nice, fast, and easy. But if you're going to have to get one with the star ID, you can still talk to us. We'll give you the form that shows you all the different types of identification that you have to have. We'll make sure you're ready to go. And then you go up on the hill by the other courthouse at the actual driver's license office, right there by the Piggly Wiggly.
Yes, in the old health department.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about adoption just a little bit more.
Sure.
And because when I adopted my two granddaughters, my oldest two granddaughters, when my daughter deployed to Afghanistan.
There, right.
Because, in case something happened, I would still have them. And when I went through my adoption, I guess because I'm the grandfather, I didn't have to go through a home inspection. And that's why I was asking you about home inspection. So they changed things now.
Now a lot of that has been changed, so you have to have those. It's just got a lot smarter, because there have been different instances in the past, and it's not here, it's everywhere in the nation, to where, we're a lot more worried. Well, we've always been worried, but a lot more closely inspecting family members that are closer to them, just to make sure that it's a safe environment for them to go in. Okay.
Now, when it comes to property and people searching for their deeds, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so it's kind of interesting. Sometimes you'll hear about it my great-granddaddy had a piece of property, and I kind of want to know if I really got it or not, and they want to kind of dig into the research of it. Well, we are the county repository, so we hold all of those documents. We go back into the early 1800s. We have records on property, adoptions, marriages. It's unbelievable what we have in there. But so you could actually go, we have a computer system, multiple computer systems, because I just added in another one, and we've kind of expanded our section. And this is where people like yourself or abstractors come in, and they want to do land research. And so you could go in, if it happened after 2002, it'll be on the computer system. If it's before that, then it's actually on these big, heavy books that we have. We're migrating it over time to get it all electronic. But when you come in, if you want to look it up and say, well, I know we used to own a piece of property 100 years ago, what happened? Well, you could pull it up and you could find all the research and you could track it back for decades and decades and get the history, whether or not there's a lien on it that you never knew about. There was a mortgage that wasn't paid. There was something happening, or, hey, it's clean and clear. So we have all of that there, and we can help you get through that.
So let's talk about veterans now, because you do a special role when you're dealing with veterans. And,
Yep.
and we have Veterans Treatment Court now. And then when we have veterans with issues and we want to get them to Montgomery VA Hospital for like an emergency committal, 72-hour committal. And that has to come through you. And how's that done? Because I know when I've done it before, because I work with the Veterans Treatment Court, and at one time I done it, the spouse was there, and she signed the orders to get him there, and we got him there, and he ended up staying in the emergency room for like 39 days. So tell us, has things changed?
Oh, yeah.
And what changes have happened as far as, because like I say, the spouse was there and she knew that he needed help. So she signed the emergency petition. So if it's not a spouse, if it's a parent or a cousin, how would that work?
It could be a neighbor, it could be anybody.
Okay.
It could be a police officer, it could be a sheriff's deputy.
Okay.
So what happens is that, being right here next to Fort Benning, so we have a lot of different soldiers that may have issues, and we work very, very closely with the VA office that's right there in the courthouse with us. And so we do have some local physicians and a local office that also helps handle with the veterans. Kind of like a quick triage if we need something checked into while it's happening in the courthouse at that very moment. We work with them, and they have someone on right down the road. I could say on site, but they're right down the road. They can come and help. But if it's going to be a true commit, then a family member could do it, a neighbor could do it, just whoever's going to be there on the scene that sees the issue. And we validate everything, but they can sign a petition, and then we do the paperwork to get them up to where they need to go. And with the veterans, we do work with the VA and with Montgomery to make sure or Tuskegee, to make sure they've got a bed and a place to go. And they've even, at this point, they even have another facility that after they've been in there for a length of time, and now they're going to be okay to be able to get back into society, but not completely on their own. They have another location that's down in that area that'll actually house them, and they could be there, 6 months, and it's fine.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that, because I work with them, and we move them all around the state. But that's for veterans, to help veterans.
Yeah.
Now, when we're dealing with civilians, as far as the same thing, is it the same way with a parent or a guardian or a police officer?
Absolutely, it is. And it's kind of interesting because we used to have East Alabama Mental Health, who is now Integria. And they are amazing, but they're working with 4 counties.
I work with them as well.
Yeah,
so.
and so with them, we have people, whether it's a police officer on the scene, it could be a sheriff, it could be a family member. Again, it's just whoever's on the scene when the situation occurs.
Right.
So we come out to the scene right then, we meet everybody. And then we make a phone call up to Integria, and now we can actually do like FaceTimes or Zoom calls with an on-call psychiatrist that's actually up there at Integria at the hospital with the East Alabama Mental Health and East Alabama Medical Center. Get everybody together, and then we can actually do like an interview right then and there and make a decision. Okay, yes, they do need to be up here, and then that's when the bed searching goes.
Okay.
And it's kind of tough right now because we are sharing, the 4 counties are sharing probably about 12 beds right now.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a rotation of getting one in to get one out.
Right.
And so we have to work very, very close on this. And I know I'll be honest with you, that's one of the biggest issues right now that we're having is we're trying to convince our senators and our congressmen and our state representatives to please help with the funding, especially while the Senate is in session.
Right.
So that what's happening is there's a lot of money that's being allocated in different areas throughout the state to different counties for mental health, but Russell County's not getting it.
Right.
And we need it. We've got Fort Benning. We've got all these different areas out here. We've got a lot of different issues with commitments, and we need the bed space.
Now, as we talk about just the probate judge office, well, let's talk about your staff and the different specialties that your staff have.
Okay. And I'm so thankful for the team that I have because they are so uniquely different. Everybody brings something to the table. And, I have, different individuals that work strictly, finances and accounting, and they keep everything together. And that's kind of interesting because that's actually my chief clerk, and that's Doretha Alston. So she handles all the accounts, the CDs, the money that flows in and out, the final checks every day, the audits. She's also the resident expert of being an actual clerk when it gets down to the work of probate, because she was here when Al Howard was here before Alfred Hardin ever was here. So she's got a huge background of experience. I have 2 deputy chief clerks that work under that. One works for me, one works for her. And they bring in their own avenues. Another one is so amazing when it gets down to administration and her skills with organization and running through different accounts and handling the people as they come in. And then another one works very, very closely with the sheriff's department. And so we're able to make great connections very quickly with the officers to get officers out on site and getting them up to where they need to be. And with them 2 together, the way the paperwork flows is extremely fast. So everything that comes into our office from local attorneys, it comes in that day, it's going out later that day or the very next morning, but guaranteed, it's pretty much 99%. If it hits our office that day, it's out. It's emailed back out or sent back out.
So let me ask you this. The funding, the funds that your office collects, do that stay here in the county, or do you have to send a portion of it to the state?
Yes. So what happens, Leroy, when different people come in, whether they're getting business licenses or fishing licenses, or they're paying some taxes or fees on transferring land through deeds, all of that, you're right, does go to different departments. Some of it actually stays with the county itself, and some of it does go up to the state.
Okay.
So it does get divided to the agencies that it legally needs to go to.
Okay, that's great. And before we get ready to close, is there anything else that you would like to tell us about the probate office? Because there's a lot of responsibilities there. I interviewed the sheriff, and I know that you even go out on calls sometimes at night when they call you about people that's maybe having a breakdown or something, and it's going to end up coming through probate anyway. So they give you a call and you come out. So tell us something, what you would like the people to know about the probate office, other than what we've already talked about.
Pretty much that it's so important for people to realize, I go out to different events and I say, I'm with the Russell County Probate Office. And the first thing they do is like, that's scary. I hope I'll never have to go in there. And I have to explain to them, no, we're not a scary court. We're not a bad court. I said, we're the good office. We're the one you want to come to. We're the one that's going to be there for you, because everything in your life is going to run through that office. And so whether you're doing an adoption or a guardianship or a commitment, or you're selling or buying land, almost everything in your life is going to come through there. So we're the happy office. So hopefully you'll come in, get great customer service. We're going to take care of your situation and get you back out the door. And honestly, I couldn't do it without the great staff we have. I mean, each person in there, whether, it's Bobby handling the deeds, or it's Janita doing business licenses, or it's Carolyn or Sandra, or even Jordan. She's our newest one. She was an intern from Glenwood, and now she's coming on full time. And they handle all the other licenses. I mean, Marsha Williams, Janice Alston, everybody that's in there, we are one very tight team, and we've actually become very, very cohesive. And so when people come in the door, I guarantee you 1 to 3 of us is going to be on it to take care of you, and you're welcome to come. We're happy to have you there.
And as we close, we want the viewers to know that you are approachable.
Yes.
And if you have a problem, just ask the clerk to speak to the probate judge, okay? And know that when you see her out in the street, she's approachable and that you can talk to her.
Absolutely. They do it to me all the time. It's so funny. Everywhere I go, I'll get those questions, and if I can't help them right then and there, I usually tell them, you know what, I have court 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, but Fridays, I leave Fridays open for the walk-ins, for people who just want to come by and say, hey, hello, or, I got a little bit of an issue, or what kind of attorney should I be talking to? And, so I kind of open those doors, but you know what, you can come by anytime.
Right.
I have an open door policy. Call me, email me, come visit me, or like I said, if you see me on the street, I'm out there too.
So now you heard it from the probate judge yourself, Judge Belinda Strickland, the Russell County Probate Judge Office. And we'll see you next time on the Veterans View Show.